Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to something new that I'm going to be trying out. So I recently got a project car over Christmas break, and I'm going to be documenting fixing it and doing things like that to it. And today, this is going to be the first episode of it. Might make a little bit longer videos in the future, it just depends on how things work out, but right now you're seeing me cleaning the engine bay. I went through, took a detailing brush and a compressor, and just took the hose of the compressor, sprayed everything off, and used the brush to agitate everything, and just went through and did all that. And next part, so I mostly just went through and did all that. Next part, I went through, sprayed down the engine bay, or the hood and the engine bay, and with some soapy water, and cleaned everything off, dried it off. My method is from Phix's video, just did the up to the wet clean. I'll have that linked in the information card up in the corner. So then after I sprayed everything down, just took a washcloth to everything, wiped it down just to take off all the dirt and everything. It actually turned out really well, a lot better than I was expecting it to, and so after this, I just went through all the little crevices and took care of everything in there. Just went through and did all that, mostly just wiped it down. This is a new style of video for me, so just bear with me. It's gonna take a few episodes before I learn how to actually do this properly. But, so yeah, just wiped everything down, went through it. So the issue with the engine at the moment is that it's not getting proper compression, and so we're going to go through and replace the timing chain, which requires the whole front of the car to be taken off, so that will probably be either next episode or the third episode. But yeah, mostly went through, cleaned everything off, and did all that, and it's gonna take some getting used to, but I'll just let you sit through me cleaning it. Here's the tubbo towels. Thought it might be funny, because if you've been watching the Minecraft and things like that, then you'd know that about the Minecraft SMP and things like that, so I thought it would be funny to mention that for those of you who like things like Dream SMP and whatnot. So after this, I just took the towels, they're basically heavy-duty wipes, and just went through, wiped everything down, stuff like that, just to make everything clean. This way that, like, when we're pulling everything apart, that we don't get, like, dirt and whatnot inside the engine while we're doing this, while we replace the timing chain and whatnot. So went through, wiped over the heat shroud for the turbo. This is the Cooper S. It is a 2008 Mini Cooper S, and it does have the turbo. And then I took a wire brush and just to, clean it up a little bit, and just scraped some of the, dirty, I don't actually know what material it is, but some of the dirty metal off, just scraped it off, made it look better. So after that, I just went through, wiped everything down with a towel again, a dry towel this time, made sure all that was clean, everything like that, and that was basically everything for the engine bay, and should be able to move on to the compression test. There we go. Okay, so here is the compression test. I have my dad who is helping me with this particular project, so it's going to make a frequent appearance. So right now what we're doing is a compression test, and that's basically where you take out all the coils for the engine and then add the spark plugs, and you basically put a hose onto it and you crank the engine a couple times, and it shows you how much pressure is staying in the cylinder. So it's having a little bit of a hard time trying to get it out of the cylinder, so I had to have my dad help me, and same thing with the spark plugs, was having a little bit of an issue trying to get it out. So, fun fact, we actually did not have the socket for the spark plugs in this, so we're just figuring it out that, this is not the correct this is not the correct socket for these spark plugs. So it took us a few tries, and then we realized, hey, let's get some, because we got some new spark plugs that we were going to replace into the engine. And so we looked at those spark plugs, and they actually have a special tool for them that we had to go and get. So that's after we get it, and that was that cut right there. And I once again had issues with getting things out because I'm not the strongest person in the world. But yeah, so then I just took those out, and yeah, so yeah, so those spark plugs were in there very, very tightly, and it was somewhat difficult to get them out of the hulls. So here we go, we're putting the actual compression tester inside cylinder 1, and I didn't take the correct fuse out. I took out the big black box. I should have just taken out the fuel pump fuse, but I did not read the instructions for this quite very extensively, so that's why you'll see the windshield wipers every time we're cranking it. The windshield wipers turn on, but I did eventually figure it out and swapped out the fuses for the correct one. And so yeah, that's where the windshield wipers are going, and the compression test. So we're just doing that, and yeah, that's pretty much everything for this episode. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.